Course in Miracles. My name is Arlene Geres, and I'm so glad that you are here. I thought I would stop on my run to today's lesson. Oh, those waves are going to come up and get me wet. I think I might have to move up the shore. Please remember to stay right till the end because we have a special treat for you. And if you enjoyed today's video, please click like and subscribe below because this helps others find us on YouTube. Today's lesson is lesson number 23. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. We can see how the lessons that we've already read are preparing us for this idea. We start out by talking about things like this table is not real. I give this table all of the meaning that it has for me. And then the last 3 lessons have been specifically talking about how I see. Lesson 20, I am determined to see, in which we talked about learning to see through the eyes of God. Lesson 21, I am determined to see differently. I am determined to see with God's eyes. I am determined to see with eyes of love. This determination is extremely important if we truly want to experience the beautiful miracles that are promised to us in this course. Lesson 22 was the precursor of what's coming today. What I see is a form of vengeance. When I'm looking through the eyes of the ego, I see vengeance everywhere. I see other people enacting vengeance, and it triggers that ego desire within me. Let's take a look at today's lesson. I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. The idea for today contains the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless, but this cannot fail. Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work if your perception of the world is to be changed. Let's talk about it. Today's lesson and all of the lessons are the only way out of fear that we will ever be successful in. I don't know about you, but I tried all kinds of therapy to try and get out of my crazy head because I was depressed, I was anxious, I was just terribly unhappy for many, many years. And I did not know how to get out of that way of thinking. I saw a psychiatrist, I read lots of self-help books, and I certainly was praying, but I just could not get out of that way of thinking. When I understood that I can escape from all of that pain by giving up attack thoughts, my whole life I had been judgmental, I held on to resentments from my early childhood, I was volunteering to hold on to all of that pain. Those are attack thoughts. Even a small attack thought, such as the neighbor's making too much noise. That's a small attack thought, but it's still an attack thought. And the only way to peace for me is to say to myself or to say to God, I love my neighbor. My neighbor is allowed to make that noise. How can I move to a different spot? Maybe in the house, maybe somewhere else, maybe go out for a walk. I don't have to be caught up in that noise. I don't have to be caught up in those attack thoughts. It is my thoughts that must be changed if I want my perception to change. It's as simple as that. Let's read on. If the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it is these thoughts which you do not want. There is no point in lamenting the world. There is no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. Here, you are changing the cause. The effect will change automatically. Let's talk about it. Change my mind, change my life. If you don't like your life, then change your thinking. That really is the bottom line of A Course in Miracles. I love this line. There is no point in lamenting the world. Heaven knows there is enough to groan and complain about. When I take my dog out for a walk around the neighborhood, I stop and chat with my neighbors, and the same people complain about the same things every day. I just listen to them. I say a prayer as they're talking that they will feel God's love, and in their time, they will come to see that this just does not work very well for them. But I choose to love them through the process. I used to run away. I don't do that anymore. I don't hide from my neighbors. I know that if I am to be a true miracle worker, I need to be out in the world carrying God's message of love. Let's read on. The world you see is a vengeful world, and everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of your perceptions of external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. One can well ask if this could be called seeing. Is not fantasy a better word for such a process, and hallucination a more appropriate term for such a result? I love the language. It's just so hilarious. Here I thought my whole life that I was really seeing. I truly believed once upon a time that if the rest of the world saw things the way I saw them, that it would be a much better place. But the problem is that my thinking was negative. My thinking was judgmental. I thought I had a better idea for everyone. All they needed to do was get with the program and everything would work out so much better. That was truly self-centered and selfish thinking on my part. Now I understand that I am meant to be an example. I have discovered this wonderful way of living. It's attraction rather than promotion. I just hope that other people can see how glorious it is and want what those of us who follow A Course in Miracles have found. Let's read on. You see the world that you have made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. You cannot be saved from the world, but you can escape from its cause. This is what salvation means. For where is the world you see when its cause is gone? Vision already holds the replacement for everything you think you see now. Loveliness can light your images and so transform them that you will love them even though they were made of hate, for you will not be making them alone. Let's talk about it. We do not walk this path alone. We are united. We are one with God and all of creation. True vision holds a replacement for all of the loveless ways that we have been seeing. Loveliness lights our images. When we are seeing through the eyes of God, we see beauty everywhere. What a blessing. Let's read on. The idea for today introduces the thought that you are not trapped in the world you see because its cause can be changed. This change requires first that the cause be identified and then let go so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require your cooperation. The final one does not. Your images have already been replaced. By taking the first two steps, you will see that this is so. Let's talk about it. We are not trapped in the world of the ego. I used to believe that I was. I just thought that's all there was. But we're not trapped there. The Course offers us a way out. It's as simple as stepping from fear to love and choosing to look at the world through eyes of love. We have 3 steps to follow. The first step is to identify the cause of fear. That's looking through worldly eyes or the world of the ego. The second step is to choose to move over to seeing through God's eyes. And in the third step, we are given true vision. We are given the gift of being able to see through God's eyes. Let's keep reading. Besides using it as the need arises, 5 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. As you look about you, repeat the idea slowly to yourself first, and then close your eyes and devote about a minute to searching your mind for as many attack thoughts as occur to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about blank. Would you like to try that now? Go ahead and close your eyes. I will read the statement, and you fill in the blank. I can escape the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about. I can escape the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about. I can escape the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about. Hold each attack thought in mind as you say this, and then dismiss that thought and go on to the next. You might want to journal this. Just write down the names of all the people, all the places, and all the situations where you are holding any kind of a grievance, no matter how big or how small it is, and then just say it to yourself, holding each one in mind one by one as you go through the mantra. Let's finish the reading. In the practice periods, be sure to include both your thoughts of attacking and being attacked. Their effects are exactly the same because they are exactly the same. You do not recognize this as yet, and you are asked at this time only to treat them as the same in today's practice periods. We are still at the stage of identifying the cause of the world you see. When you finally learn that thoughts of attack and the being attacked are not different, you will be ready to let the cause go. Let's talk about it. If I feel that someone is attacking me, maybe they're saying nasty things about me or to me, or maybe they're just being argumentative, or maybe they don't want to do things the way that I want to do things. These are all things that I struggle with in my day-to-day life. If I perceive that as an attack, I am attacking back. So it is exactly the same thing. That is the spiritual way of looking at it. In my worldly way of looking at it, I see it as you're being difficult, you're wrong, I'm right, and I want my way. That has never worked for me. I know that when I change my mind about this, when I choose to see through the eyes of love and refuse to get into attack thoughts, I change. I become a much more loving person. And the miracle that happens is that the other person stops attacking because they feel the love. And this is the wonderful way that A Course in Miracles works. Thanks so much for staying right until the end. Are you ready for our... Look at these gorgeous hummingbirds this morning. Have a day full of love, my friends. I love you.